the enemy preys on your isolation, right? And boy, did he. I felt so isolated. I guess the older I got, I started having questions, and there were a lot of things with religion that I didn't really agree with, or I just wanted answers because I didn't know. I remember I was in a really bad spot mentally, and I went to a substitute teacher who was actually a pastor at another church near town. I felt comfortable coming to him and asking him, I feel like I'm in a pit. I want to come to him and talk to him, and he just completely dismissed me. He just said, I don't want to talk to you. And as a teenage kid, you're going to someone who you're supposed to trust, especially about religious topics. And at that point, I just signed off on the church. I said, well, I just don't want any part to do with this. If this is the church, I don't want to be a part of it, right? I was blacking out at the worst of it 2 to 3 times a week. I knew at that point I wanted to be better. I needed, I guess, a reason is probably the right way to think about it, because I'd just been living for myself. I'd been working through these thoughts, right? And told myself, I'm going to start going to church. And I wouldn't have called myself a Christian, right? But I told myself, you're going to go to church, you're going to spend time in this story, you're going to learn as an adult and actually try to understand it. And my father-in-law actually invited me to Forge. That group helped me a lot. And then people in that group, they said, you and Danielle, my wife, you guys should do Alpha. I felt like I could ask some of the hard questions. It goes back to that pastor I had where it's like, hey, I got questions. Nope. But at Alpha, I had that question. And I remember Mike pulls a piece of scripture and he goes, I don't know if this will help. I'm not going to tell you why, but here's something that you should read. It might help. And you form your own opinion, right? That was one of the first times, at least I can remember, hearing somebody go, I don't have an answer, but here's something in the Bible that could help. Being in an environment like that, where, one, you can ask the stupid questions. If you don't feel comfortable, there's a good chance someone else is going to ask them for you, and you can just listen. It did me wonders, right? And I'm able to talk with people I've met through Alpha in this journey and go, I got questions. Can we hash these out? Or this sermon really struck me, and this is what I thought about it. And, that's kind of the whole point, right? Is we're supposed to minister to one another. Ben's gonna tease me for this. Short Ben, I don't remember his name. He just asked me, he's like, are you ready to profess your faith in Jesus Christ? The way I phrased it was, would I be willing to die to say I believe in God? And I was, no way. I wouldn't be willing to die for that. But we were talking about my journey and how I want to aim at the highest good. And at this point, I had accepted, okay, Jesus is the aim, right? He is the best example we've got. And he took that and he goes, well, what if we phrased it as, would you be willing to die for a life where you are as close to that aim as possible? And I just go, yeah, that sounds great. And he just goes, what's the difference? And that day, I professed my faith in Jesus Christ. When I inevitably run into, questions I have, because to be honest, I haven't read a ton of the Bible, just that I can grow with the church, right? That's the whole point. The community that I've fostered is, that's the best part about it.